Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, Paisano. Genevieve, the better half of Team Paisano, is a little under the weather and is resting. So, all you Genevieve fans, you will see her on Monday night for the album drop. That being said, let's talk about one of the pioneers of rock and roll, and that would be Buddy Holly. And Buddy Holly, as you may or may not know, was one of three artists that died on February 3rd, 1959, known as the day the music died. He died in a plane crash traveling to another concert after a show at Clear Lake, Iowa. He boarded a plane with Ritchie Valens and the Big Bopper, J.R. Richardson, and a pilot on a small plane during a snowstorm, definitely inclement weather. And they crashed shortly after takeoff, killing all four of them. Genuine tragedy. Buddy Holly was 22 years old when he died. Ritchie Valens, I believe, was 17. Just a disaster. It's interesting to me, the first real rock and roll artists, the Buddy Hollys, the Elvises, Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis, those guys. They all came from different parts of the country, and none of them sounded alike. You know, it was unbelievable. Very eclectic mishmash of sounds that must have been coming over the airwaves in 55, 56, 57, 58. You know, you had your Elvis from Mississippi. Little Richard, I believe, was from Georgia. Buddy Holly and the Crickets from Lubbock, Texas. Jerry Lee Lewis, I'm not sure where he was from. Ritchie Valens came from the West Coast, from California. So you really had a lot of different styles and influences coming across the radio. What an exciting time it must have been, the birth of rock and roll. You know, to hear these sounds coming over the radio. Electric guitars for the first time. You know, it must have been something. Buddy Holly influenced many, many artists, most notably the Beatles. The Beatles themselves, the Beatles being, if you think of it in bug terms, and Buddy Holly in the Crickets, also in the insect style. You can see what the Beatles called themselves, the Beatles, to pay homage to Buddy Holly and the Crickets. Big Buddy Holly fans. They were. This is a compilation album of all his hits, non-hits, couple of covers on here too. But it's called Buddy Holly Lives, and it came out in 1978. I got it in the early 80s. I was curious about this Buddy Holly. I knew the bigger hits. They play them on the oldie stations. And wanted to know a little bit more. And he had a trio with Jerry Allison and Bill Maudlin. Great rock and roll trio. Let's go over the track listing. That'll Be the Day, which was really what put him on the map. That'll Be the Day. What a great song. Peggy Sue, Words of Love, which the Beatles covered wonderfully with their harmonies. Every Day, Not Fade Away, Oh Boy, Maybe Baby, Listen to Me, Heartbeat, and Think It Over. You don't realize how many great songs he had until you see a compilation like this. These are all great songs. Side 2, It Doesn't Matter Anymore, It's So Easy, Well All Right, Rave On, Raining in My Heart, True Love Ways, Peggy Sue Got Married. Then a couple of covers, Bo Diddley, which was done by Bo Diddley, and Brown Eyed Handsome Man, which is a Chuck Berry song that was out when Buddy Holly was still around. And it ends up with Wishing. It's a picture of Buddy Holly there. Always had a Fender Stratocaster. One of the first rock artists. Always had a Strat in his hand. And what a nice clean Strat sound they have. It was before distortion, obviously, before distortion boxes and fuzz boxes and fuzz faces and all that. It's the vinyl. Came out in MCA. Played very well. It's an enjoyable listen. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's talk about subscriptions. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We talk about rock and roll here. Always have, always will. And if you've been watching for some time and not yet subscribed, just subscribe. Just do it. Bite the bullet. Paisano's going to bring you quality content week in and week out. So you might as well subscribe. So you get, a little bit of a education. Although my audience is very, very well versed in rock history. Some of the comments teaches Paisano a thing or two, let me tell you. Very grateful for my audience. On Monday night, Genevieve will join me. We'll give the Pittsburgh Pirates hat a little shakerillo. We'll draw another album. And next Saturday, don't even tell me it's going to be June. Don't even tell me. No, it's going to be the 31st of May. Wow. I'm going to give you my honest and heartfelt thoughts on the album that's drawn. Until then, YouTube, thank you and good night.